Hoka hey, baby. Hoka hey! How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Not too bad. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Huh, sweetie?
That's right. You tell him.
My name is NANABOOZHOO, and over here, the lovely and the talented Natasha.
BOOZHOO!
And, yeah. So how you guys doing? I don't know, babe. So today, on our very special live stream edition of BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. You know, I was looking at some old videos the other day.
Yeah.
Or this morning, I guess. And I found the old, this live stream actually started on New Year's Eve.
You know, that's right, in a way.
Yeah, we tried a couple of live streams and nobody ever showed up. You know, especially when it was just be Michael in front of the camera with his guitar or whatever. We did some live streams and nobody showed up. But then on New Year's Eve, advertised it a little bit. And we had that one song, the New Year's Eve song.
May all
Yeah, that one.
acquaintance be forgot.
And it was really sweet. We did a nice job of that song. But really, in a lot of ways, what we're doing right now is just, you know, what we started on New Year's Eve. For whatever that's worth. How are you guys doing? Are you happy it's Friday? Are you happy it's the 5th day? Oh, not that. Are you happy it's Nano-Gija Good, the 5th day? Or as we say in Ojibwe, Friday. Are you happy it's Friday, sweetie?
Oh, I'm so relieved. Finally, it's Friday.
Why is that?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Yeah, I used to love Fridays because I hated my jobs. But now, you know, Fridays are fine. Fridays are the day we do our radio show.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think we should do this week?
Actually, you know, if it doesn't air until Monday, we could do the next month. We could do June.
June, huh? What is June?
It's a strawberry moon. Ode emini Jesus. Ode emini Jesus. Maybe on Monday or whatever we'll do a strawberry moon.
That's a good idea.
So Fridays, Nano-Gija Good for us here on the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. Our day is to record our weekly Word of the Day spot for KAXE, KBXE, Community Radio for the Northland. So we'll do that. What else we got going on today?
We gotta buy some groceries.
Oh, yeah. Go grocery shopping. Yeah, we're just about totally out of cat food. I don't want Bagheera to lose any weight.
Yeah, he's getting fat.
I know. I can't stop feeding him. It's my own fault. But do they give liposuction for cats?
I don't think so.
Poor little guy. So, yeah. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO Neeman Wendam Omanungum Neeman Wendam. I'm happy. Are you happy, sweetie?
I'm so happy you have no idea.
Yeah, me too. Neeman Wendam. I am happy. G-A-I-N. G-A-I-N. To be a yayan is to like your being. Neeman Wendam. G-A-I-N. Oma. Here. Oma. Here. I'm happy to be here. Not over there. I don't want to be over there anymore. I want to be over here. And then noon goom. Now. Or today. I'm happy to be here today. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I just, you know what? The one thing that would make this better?
What's that?
I don't know. I kind of miss Jessica.
Jessica Gonzalez?
Yeah. I don't know if you're lonesome. Hey, look who's here. It's Jessica. How you doing, Jessica? BOOZHOO. Thank God it's Nano Geisha good. Thank the creator. Thank Gitchi Manadu. TGMIF. Thank the Gitchi Manadu. It's Friday. But yeah, I used to, I didn't love Fridays. I loved quitting work at 4:30 on a Friday. After every day, all week long, watching the clock. That's what blue collar work is like. It's clock watching torture. You know, and I know I'm not the only one, but if you ever had a job you hate, and you know, maybe you feel just a little bit like a slave, a wage slave. You show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you punch in, and immediately you got to start doing something busy. I worked at this one place. The foreman would say, "Don't take off your jacket." I just walk in the door and go, "What?" He goes, "You need to, shovel a walk." I go, "Well, can I punch in at least?" He goes, "Yeah, go ahead and punch in and get right out there." Like, yeah, good morning. So that stopped me from showing up early. So then you show up just, 30 seconds before you have to be there. Punch in. Immediately start working. And you work and you work. And boy, that first 15 minutes just flies by. You look up and, hey, all right, it's already 8:15. Things are going good. And you start working on your thing. Look busy. Do whatever you have to do. This is especially if you're like a low-level blue-collar worker. You're always kind of waiting for somebody to tell you to do something. So you get your assignment or whatever. Get to work, get to work, get to work. And you tell yourself, don't look up there. Time goes slower if you look at the clock. So you work and you work and you do your thing, singing songs in your head, making plans for the weekend, even though it's only Monday. And you finally look up. Oh, look at that. 8:20. All right, only 2 more hours and 20 minutes until I can take a break for 15 minutes. Then, the bell rings or whatever, and everybody gets to stop working for 15 minutes. And you load into the break room, and you light up a cigarette. This is the 80s. And you got like 15 people in one break room smoking and drinking coffee. And some people would just sit in there and not smoke. Crazy. And people would be like, "Hey, did you catch Newhart last night?" "No, I missed it." "Was it funny?" "Yeah." "Hey, check out." And then I remember that it was like a ritual. They had a little calendar, the rip-off calendar, and it was the Far Side. So every day someone would get a new Far Side and then pass it around. "Yeah, check it out." The real reasons dinosaurs became extinct. These dinosaurs are smoking. Check it out. All right, got another 10 minutes of my break. But I think on a subconscious level,
Yeah.
It's interesting that my first work experience full-time as an adult, that even then cartoons came in. I saw how every member of our team would take a time to read the Far Side cartoon for the day and have an opinion on it. It had some value. And I wonder if that was inspiring on some level to get out of the work world and do something creative. Go huck some cartoons. Speaking of which, I don't think we have a new OJIBWE cartoon today. Yeah, we just got this weird background. I forgot to pull up a OJIBWE cartoon, sweetie.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Jessica says, "I haven't seen Far Side comics in years. They were always funny." Yeah, he was the last good cartoonist. That classic guy who can kind of draw, but has a really funny sense of humor. We created a whole world. What was the guy's name? Gary something. Yeah, I think he was the last good cartoonist. There was that guy who did, I think he's kind of famous now for something else. When, Michael, when you were first starting to publish cartoons, who was that guy who came out at the same time? Oh, he had the Office cartoon, and I think his name, doggone, I'm going to forget what it is. But yeah, I used to be kind of jealous of him because I watched him have an entire cartoon comic strip career, and we started at the same time, and he became famous and I didn't. What was that guy's name? Well, they can't really be that famous if you can't remember his name. Yeah, I know. I'll think of it in a second. Yeah. But, yeah, for a lot of people, the death of the newspaper was the death of a whole art form, the comic strip. You know, growing up, reading the funnies. And I remember when Charles Schulz died. And I remember thinking, all right, that frees up one little space. There can only be about 20, 25 comic strip artists in the world because the funnies only had so many comic strips. You know, there was Peanuts, AD or whatever, BC, The Family Circle, you know. But then they just started running reruns. I remember going, what? Oh, they're just going to reprint his old strips? For how long? Forever. We'll never get new comic strips. This little spot here. Because people, they'll miss Snoopy. It's like, yeah, I guess. But what about us who want to be cartoonists? But then the good thing, this is for the kids who might like to draw, who watch this show. The good news, when the internet came along, that also kind of killed the comic strip in the way the newspapers had it, because memes became the new like political comic strip. But kind of like, you know how bands started making their own music and recording, you know, you can make your own CD now on a laptop. And you can shoot your own video and have your own station. You can have music videos of you and your band and share it with your friends and family and maybe become famous all by yourself. In my dad's day, and in my day too, actually, you know, every kid who picked up a guitar is like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to be up on stage and have a bunch of people look at you and shoot a video with your buddies? Oh, how cool would that be? We could write a song and we'd be singing in the camera. Yeah, we're a rock band, you know. But you go, what are the odds of that happening? You know, what do I look like, Paul McCartney? It's a 1 in a million shot. And we had no idea. Well, someday, if you care that much, just do it yourself. And sure enough, here we are. Musicians. But it's the same thing for if you like to draw. You know. And by the way, young people, if you want to share something and have it be on my show, draw a cartoon. Draw an Ojibwe language cartoon, and I'll put it up right away. You know, if you like to draw a mamengwa or a butterfly, draw a butterfly and then put the word mamengwa or something. And you can teach an Ojibwe word. And I'll put it on this show, and I'll make a big fuss out of it. It'll be fun. Oh, that's what I can do instead of showing a cartoon. What's that? Okay, so we have a Facebook page called the BOOZHOO Crew. And sometimes, you know, people will share, you know, I think they know how Facebook works. Yeah, probably. But I didn't bother to remember. Daniel, is this you that shared the Bigfoot picture? Check this out. At first I thought it was funny, but now I think it's interesting. This is a Bigfoot sighting. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but check that out. A Bigfoot sighting in the a Bigfoot print in the wild.
Wait, it's not very big.
Yeah, I know. That's a baby sabe.
Wait a second, is that on stone?
Okay, that's what I thought. At first I thought, well, yeah, that's funny. It's just a regular person's footprint in the mud. And, it would be Bigfoot if it was big, but look at that person's hand. It's little. And so I wrote in, oh, no, it's just a baby sabe. But then you go, wait a second. Is that how hard is that rock? And then he shared another picture. And it looked like somebody had landed on rock. And I don't know. Like that person would be super heavy. But anyway, for a second I thought, hey, baby saw Bigfoot. A baby Bigfoot in the wild. Because there's little Bigfoots. Which is why that name is so stupid. Because what about the babies? They don't have big feet.
Right. They should just be called sabe.
Exactly. People don't give you enough credit. You're really smart.
Oh, thanks.
But that brings me to our other OJIBWE phrases of the day, because we got some cool... Oh, I wish I'd pulled up that video of Jessica's friend who shared the moon shot.
Yeah.
We got some cool... Okay, Mizi Weya Bikazi. Mizi Weya Bikazi means full moon. A Debik Jesus is a nighttime sun or nighttime light or whatever. Well, here we got the Mizi Weya Bikazi. Mizi Weya Bikazi, right? And it's just beautiful. Nice job, Jessica's friend. He's a really good photographer. And this video I was watching showed the movement of the moon, and it looked just like how the sun sets, which makes sense, I guess. But I never really saw like a not time lapse, but where they speed it up.
Yeah.
And it was just so beautiful. I couldn't believe it. And it's really bright when it's up close, and it gets dimmer and dimmer as it goes away. But, so here's the moon, like a beautiful shot of it. Let me pull this up. Let's look at it really close. Is this big enough? And you can kind of notice, I don't know if you can see my cursor, you probably can't. But notice, like, we always see the same side. And it's got this little, what looks like the bottom of a ball or whatever. So I think, yeah, I think that's why we think it's a round sphere, because of these designs or whatever. But I don't know if it's really a sphere. But look at all the detail in that picture. And this is just from again, in the modern age, our grandparents never got to see the moon in so much detail. But, so okay, there you go, full moon. Now, check out this other picture. And I'm going to pull it up here. Okay, that's the lunar eclipse. And somebody wrote, it looks like you took a shot of the moon down the barrel of a gun.
It does. It looks like the beginning of a James Bond movie.
Yeah, exactly. But to me, that kind of looks like, it almost looks like there's a hole in the sky. And then there's the moon is like the lid behind it. And it's opening up, closing. I mean, you could almost picture, remember, like how people say when they die, they go floating into the light? That's kind of what I picture. I'll be floating and I'll look just like that. And I'll hear the millions of people on Earth crying my name.
They'll be saying, "No, Nanaboozhoo, we love you so."
Exactly.
Or they'll be saying, "Okay, he's finally dead."
I hope not.
Nah, just kidding.
Yeah. So that's the lunar eclipse. And I don't know, man. It's just so interesting that after all these years, where did I? After all these years, it could still be so fascinated by, you know, the basics. The moon, what is it? What does it do? Why is it like that? I don't know. If, you know, almost everybody can appreciate that we've been lied to about at least something about the moon. You know, I know not everybody is with me on they lied about everything, but you know, it makes you go, okay, if they lied about anything, I have to approach the moon with an open mind. And I heard this guy talking about how he goes, you know, people don't think of the moon as a reflective light. They never say, oh, look at that, the moon is really reflecting a lot of the sun tonight. They say, oh, the moon is really bright. It seems like a light bulb. You know, like it just gets lighter and lighter. And sometimes it's really lit up, and sometimes it's just a little sliver somehow. But it's still there like a light bulb. It's just been dimmed. The moon. OJIBWE. Such a mystery. So then, when there's a halfway moon, it's called OJIBWE. And this is, I think this is Jessica's friend too. Took this shot. A halfway moon. Now this, you can kind of understand why people go, oh, is that how, yeah, okay, it's a ball and the sun is lighting up half of it. But when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, that's kind of what that line looks like it'd be right on an equator of a globe. But anybody out there who draws and shades light stuff, you will know that when you need to do shading of a ball, like if that light, if that was a ball that was being lit up, the dark part would be light and the light part would be dark. You know what I'm saying? This isn't how balls light up. There would be a hot spot. I mean, it's really subtle, and you have to really kind of get your mind around it. But go, no, that's not. Yeah, they told me that was a ball that was lit up on one side, but no, I think it's just lighting itself halfway at a time. OJIBWE, it's a halfway moon. You know. How I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little moon. How I wonder what you are, huh, sweetie?
You know, even that song is kind of interesting.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just not to go down the rabbit hole too early, but, you know, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is also the same song for the ABCs.
Oh, yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah?
And they say that Mozart wrote that song when he was 5 years old.
Yeah, that's right. He really was a genius.
Yeah, if he did write it. But that's like one of those songs that you don't know why it stayed popular all these years. Like, I know why the ABC song would be popular, because we teach it to kids.
Yeah.
But why is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? You know, it's like the first song every kid learns on the piano. I think it's almost like some sort of, you know, like coding, or it's like a truth drop.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yeah, you're right. It's like, that's the mystery. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Like a diamond, not like a sun. But yeah, it just kind of points to Okay, the mystery too is the stars. Quit believing everything you hear. You know, it's funny. People think you're gullible if you're a conspiracy theorist. But as a conspiracy theorist, I say you're gullible if you're not a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you believe everything that NASA says? Even though your own eyes will tell you that the stars are moving around us. It's a revolving sky. Gajeba, gijig, gajeba, revolving. And it's like, you know, NASA has an answer for everything. And almost none of them make sense to our own senses. You know. So, twinkle, twinkle, little star. HIJK, I used to think elemental was like the 12th letter.
Elemental?
Yeah, I thought there was a letter called elemental. You got your HIJK, elemental, PQ, elemental. I think I'm going to name my first kid Elemental.
I think that'd be beautiful. Did you see that video of that little girl playing, what was it, Love Gun or something?
Yeah. Or was it Deuce? I finally realized that I'm ready to have children.
Because of that girl?
Yeah. We should really prepare more for the show.
I know.
I saw a video of a little girl. She couldn't have been more than 7. Playing note for note Ace Frehley solo on, I think, either Love Gun or Deuce. And I was like, what? I can't even play that solo. And this little girl, but she was so cute. And I looked at her and I was like, yeah, that's the kind of kid I want. I want a kid who plays Kiss music. Just cute.
But it probably wouldn't be that. You know, kids always rebel.
I know. That'd be our luck. We'd have a kid who hates Kiss. And then I'd hate our kid. You know. You can't have children you hate.
Do you think some people hate their kids?
Oh, for sure. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden hates his kid.
You think he hates Hunter?
Oh, yeah. You know, every day Joe's like, why couldn't it have been Hunter that died in Iraq or wherever his other kid died?
You're probably right.
Yeah. What kind of kid do you want?
Oh, you know, same thing. Little kid will shred on an electric guitar. You ever see like those little Asian girls who can just tear it up?
I know. How do these little kids learn how to be such great guitar players? It's so unfair. That's what I hate about half of my guitar buddies, too. Like Wabi and who else is like this? I've known a couple of guitar players who are 15 years younger than me. 20 years younger sometimes. Is that true? How old are you, Wabi? You're probably 40 by now. I think Robbie's... Yeah. But still, I've been playing guitar like decades longer than some people who are better than me. And it's not like I don't play a lot. You know, I play almost every day, some. And it'd be one thing if I never played. I play all the time. And to be mediocre. I'm like that guy. You ever see Mozart?
The movie?
Yeah. Mozart's all about, or Amadeus, I guess it was called, about Mozart. Mozart had a rival who was like a really hard-working songwriter or something. And he just hated Amadeus because everything was easy for Amadeus. He could just write cool songs, and he's a great piano player. And everybody loved him, and he was such a little creep. And this guy was like, you know, he was always good to God, and he'd get mad at God, going, how come you give all the gifts to Amadeus, to such a creep? But Gichimanadu loves jerks. Because it's the same thing with like Prince and Michael Jackson, whoever. You know, give them these gifts and then let them just be weirdos. Sorry, Prince fans, but you know I'm right. Miziweya, Bikazi, full moon. Abita, Jesus, halfway moon. One to rule the night, one to rule them all.
Are you quoting the Hobbits?
Yeah. Is that right? One to rule them all. I don't know. Hey, Brian's here. Bonjour, Brian. And speaking of kids, Bentley, my 9-year-old, is at work with me again today, watching the show. Hey, cool, Bentley. Bonjour, Bentley. That means hello, Bentley. What's a word we want to teach Bentley?
Why don't you teach Bentley Niji?
Okay. Hey, Bentley, here's a word you might hear me say a lot, just by accident. I might say, hey, Niji. Bonjour, Niji. Because in the Anishinaabe way, in the way of the true human being, the Indian way, in OJIBWE, everything's a way. We call it our friends Niji. But we only call our guy friends Niji. Because to us, our friends who are guys, they're like our brothers. Maybe you have a friend who's a guy who you trust, you know, who, let's see, if you were drowning, he'd jump in and save you. That's your Niji. So when you see me, if you ever want to say hello to me, you can say, Bonjour, Niji. And bonjour is spelled like this. Bonjour. Boo. It's like a ghost sneezes. Boo. Ju. Bonjour. And then Nanaboozhoo is my name. But you know that already. And these are my glasses again. Bonjour, Niji. It's so nice that we have a 9-year-old here. I know. I mean, it's kind of weird sometimes to have a kids show with a bunch of grown-ups watching, huh? Jessica says, hi, Bentley. My 9-year-old is still asleep. I need to wake her up. Yeah, wake her up. Daylight in the swamps, my grandma would say. Daylight in the swamps. This is kind of her word for get up. Wake up. So we got Bentley and then Jessica's little girl. She's an artist too, huh?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So the moon. What do you think, Bentley? Do you think we really went to the moon back in the old days? Do you ever watch those old TV shows? And they'll show you, you know, the old footage from the old days. That's one large step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And they'll say, oh, that's the first time a person set foot on the moon. But then you got to ask yourself, well, what about the guy who set up the camera? They had to get out and then set up the camera and then climb back in and then walk out and then give his little speech. Or we wouldn't see it, right? So that's not, if it ever happened, we didn't see the first step on the moon. So right there, that's a lie. But my elders, my grandparents would tell me, when I was a little baby, when I was like 2 years old, they told us they put some men in a rocket, you know, like a bottle rocket, only big, and they shot them up into outer space. And they flew a spaceship to the moon, which isn't just floating up there in the sky, by the way. They say it's, I forget how many miles away. But flew up to the moon, landed part of that spaceship. They could divide the spaceship in two. Landed part of it, and it kind of looks like a tent. And they walked around the moon. They did this like 6 times with 6 different crews. Nobody ever died. Never a problem at all. Except for Apollo 13, they say. But you know, use your own eyes. What do you think? You know, because my grandparents, when I was a little guy, they believed everything on TV. They would watch Tarzan, not Tarzan, but King Kong. You know, that big ape. And the special effects on the movies were really bad. And so they'd see just a fakey looking, they call it claymation. You know, it's almost a cartoon of a gorilla climbing up like a model, a little version of the Empire State Building in New York City. But they had never seen movies before, so when they saw it, they were like, "Oh, wow, that looks so real. How did they get a giant 40-foot tall gorilla to be in this movie?" They couldn't tell. You know, your elders can be very wise and very dumb at the same time. So you can make up your own mind when you watch the news, when you watch TV. And it's okay to kind of go, I wonder, are they playing a trick on me? Are they playing a trick? Do choosy mothers really choose Jif? You know? Are they just having fun? Brian says, "BOOZHOO, great lesson." He is a huge fan. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm so glad you like the show. I wonder if you like rock and roll. Of course, you're a young guy. You probably like hip-hop or rap. I like the old music. I like guitar music. I like Kiss. Check out Kiss. Ask your dad about the band Kiss. They're really cool looking. You can't see them here, but I got Kiss dolls. And, you know, they got superpowers. They got a drummer who's a cat man. Na 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 na. You say you wanna go for a spin. Party's just begun, we'll let you in. You drive us wild. We'll drive you crazy. Nah. Sweetie, you drive me wild.
And you drive me crazy.
Okay. Brian says he does not believe in the moon landing or round Earth. Dude, you are the smartest kid I ever met. People might call you crazy, but don't feel bad because we're all crazy here. Just like in Alice in Wonderland. I think somebody said that in Alice in Wonderland. Alice is a little girl who goes down a rabbit hole. And that's what we do here. We go down the rabbit hole. We're little rabbits. We go, where does this hole lead? What if they tricked us with the earth being round? Why would they do that? So you go down the rabbit hole and you start learning other stuff. Oh, you know what? If you start looking into this, you go, oh, is that why they faked the moon landing? Okay. They didn't want people to realize. They had to kind of give them proof. You know? And there's just so many things out there. Because I'm sure you're probably already learning. You know, on TV and that, they're always trying to sell something. They want you to buy something. So you might watch a show, and then the reason that show exists is so there's a commercial. And when you don't expect it, they'll say, hey, guess what? You should buy some Frosted Flakes. They're great! And you go, oh, okay, yeah. Well, if a talking tiger thinks they're good enough for me. They're good enough for him. But, you know, is it true? Are Frosted Flakes really great? You know, it's a pretty low bar. I mean, have you ever tried Raisin Bran with a cup of sugar? With like a full cup of sugar on it? How come they don't have frosted Raisin Bran?
I think they do.
They do? Let's get some Frosted Raisin Bran.
Okay.
I just learned about Frosted Raisin Bran. How could I not know about that?
'Cause you don't eat cereal anymore.
Yeah. I got old. I ate oatmeal. And I don't even have sugar. Because I'm too old. Enjoy being young while you can. There's certain things that just change when you get older. You know? When I was your age, 9, oh wow. Some things never change. You'll, you know, when I was your age, and I'm old now. But when I was 9, I liked to draw. I liked to listen to music. And I liked to play with my toys. I liked to pretend. And I like to play basketball. I like to ride my bike. You can do those things your whole life. You know? You're going to learn to like other things too, you know, like girls or whatever. Cars. But who you are right now is kind of like you're kind of like a little acorn. And you're going to grow into a great big tree. Just a massive tree. But you're still going to have like that pure part of you on the inside. Yeah, you're still going to be you when you grow up. Hopefully. And, but some things change. Like you don't like candy anymore. We were talking about this the other day. Huh, sweetie?
Bubblegum?
Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I used to like bubblegum. Big old pink cube of sugar and whatever. Blow bubbles. I couldn't chew bubblegum for more than a couple of seconds now. I'd have to spit it out. Too sweet. Can't handle it. And I'd probably have a heart attack. So sometimes sweets get too sweet when you get older. I can't ride carnival rides. Like when I was your age, I was probably afraid to ride a roller coaster. But I could ride like the Tilt-A-Whirl or, you know, some of the rides. And as I got older, when I was a teenager, I could ride the roller coaster. But then when I got over 30, I went to my last roller coaster or Tilt-A-Whirl or one of those games. Went with my nieces, wanted to be a good uncle. Like, yeah, I'll go on the rides with you. And her dad was like, you're out of your mind. You know, get out of here. I'm a kid at heart. And I took that ride. And I was like, oh, excuse me, girls? And I went over to this wastebasket that was just sitting outside. And I puked. I was like, ugh. I was talking to Ralph on the big phone.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
That was the last time you rode a Tilt-A-Whirl?
Yep. Can't do it. It'll make me throw up. And I'm miserable. When you're little, you're like, whee! Oh, this is so fun. You go flying around. You know, then you get old and you're like, oh, please stop. Make it stop. I wanna throw up. So you don't have fun at carnivals anymore. You can't eat sweet like cotton candy. Have you ever had cotton candy, Benton? Oh wow. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, that's great. Look at this. It's a sugary cloud. It's all sticky. Loved it. Now, if you gave me cotton candy, I'd just throw it away. I'd be like, ugh, what is this? It looks like insulation to me. But that's because I'm old. But, you know, it's cool when you get old. Like, do you like guns? When you grow up, you can have a real gun. Go out there and shoot some squirrels. You can go hunting, go fishing. You can drive your own car. You can get your own house. You can be an artist, be a musician, you can be a rock star. You can do anything you want to do in the land of opportunity. Do you think that's true, sweetie?
Yeah, kinda. You can be whoever you want to be. I don't think you can necessarily do whatever you want to do.
How do you mean?
Well, like you can't be the president just because you want to. You got to get people to vote for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You can be whoever you want to be. You might be that guy all by yourself in your garage. You know, You can be a great singer, but the world might not want to hear you. But you can do whatever you like. Is my advice to the young people of today, but specifically Benton. Huh. Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on. La, la, la. I'm trying to see if the BOOZHOO crew has anything controversial today. Brandy Marie's here. Hey, BOOZHOO, Brandy. Can't seem to spell today either. Doing too many things. Need to stop and focus. Brandy's trying to multitask. Yeah. So yeah, in America, I don't know, maybe anywhere, I kind of believe that, I always wanted to believe this, but I was starting to have my doubts, and now I believe it again. Because of this show, really. Yeah. That if you're true to yourself, everybody has a reason to live. There's a great Kiss song where Paul Stanley sings, everybody's got a reason to live, baby. Everybody's got a dream and a hunger inside. Everybody's got a reason to live, but it can't be your love. It can't be my love? Well, yeah, that's my reason to live, but Paul Stanley says it can't be your love. Because Paul Stanley had a reason to live. He had to write great songs. And you have a reason to live. Everybody's got a reason. And the big challenge, the big quest, is to find out what your purpose is. What is my reason for living? Apparently there's a reason. Is it so I can, get all excited and go someplace and sell flare pens? Maybe. Probably not. It's probably to do the thing you love to do. Oh, should I talk about the stuff Ida taught me? You could. Yeah, okay. I'll just do a short version of this. I had a kind of a... Everybody says this. And so anytime you know a real medicine woman, Mushkiki Akwe, I guess, a medicine woman person, they'll always say, no, I'm not a medicine woman. I learned some stuff from my grandmother, and I'm traditional and blah, blah, blah. But I knew a woman who said she wasn't a medicine woman, but she knew about all the medicines. And she could, sing in Dakota, and she was my wah. She's like my auntie who wasn't... She was my auntie from another grandma. But she told me once, if you want to find your purpose in life, if you want to find the reason you were born, the reason you live, you gotta do 4 things. Number 1, figure out what you love to do. What do you love to do? Most of the time, the thing you love to do, you're kind of good at. What do you love to do? In my case, I love to draw and make music, sing and play guitar. Even before I learned how to play guitar, I just loved listening to music. And I loved watching singers, and I loved reading comic books, and I loved imagining stuff and playing with my action figures and playing with my stuffed animals and pretending, Later on, I learned to love to be in plays, pretend on a stage. And I learned to love to sing on a stage and stuff like that. So, that was number 1. Figure out what you love to do. Number 2. I wish I had some text for this. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about this, and I'll pull up the text. So 1, what do you love? 2, who do you love? Who are the people that you care about? There's probably a lot of different groups. For me, I cared about my family, my friends. As I got older, I really liked kids, And I started to think, those little kids, Indian kids, You know, the little rugged res kids with no dads. You know, being raised by grandma, whatever. And then, so, what do you love to do? Who do you love? What is a need that the people you love have? You know? What's something, where's their pain? And where's your pain? That's another thing Ida said. Find out where your wounds are and where your talents are. They're interconnected. And I went, okay, well, just pick a group I care about. Native American children. And I go, what's their problem? They don't know their language. They don't know their culture. They're a bunch of savs. And, you know, they're being influenced by thug life. They're being raised by women. I mean, nothing against women. But, you know, and then as they get older, they, you know, teenage pregnancies, drugs, gangs, all that stuff. And where are my wounds? My wounds are some of the same things. I didn't know my culture growing up. I didn't know my language. I was lucky I knew my ancestors. I knew my grandparents really well. I had a good home life. So I didn't know about drugs until I was like grown up. You know, but then the final thing is, so you got, what do you love? Who do you love? What's their problem? How can you help their problem doing what you love? There's 4 things. So, how can I help Indian kids with being so messed up? If they learn their culture and their language a little bit, if they had some encouragement and a good role model, how could I use what I love to do anyway to help that? Well, what if, like Michael, what if he drew some cartoons that would teach a language to children? Make them cartoons because kids will like it. What if you drew a book, in OJIBWE? What if I wrote a song about my grandpa running away from boarding school, telling the story about my grandpa's situation. So I could teach kids, oh yeah, you know why you don't know your language? Well, because your grandparents went to boarding school. The kids are like, what's a boarding school? Well, let me tell you, here's a song. Then what happens, I think, is that Gitche Manadu goes, yep, this is why I made you. I didn't make you so you could go do something you hate. I made you so you could grow into something even better by doing something you love. You're supposed to live happily. You don't have to come to Earth and do something you hate to help people. Some people love being a soldier. I would not be happy in the army. But I had a lot of friends growing up. Me too. We would play war all the time. I had friends who'd wear like army khakis and stuff. Not khakis. What's that called?
Camouflage?
Yeah. Play soldier. They were just born to be a soldier, born to be a warrior. Gichida. Some people just have that gene. They're good hunters, they're great marksmen. Some people are born to be athletes. You might just be born tall. Betting, if you've got big old feet right now, you might be tripping over yourself. But that could be because you're going to be tall. Maybe you're going to grow up to love basketball. And you love it so much that becomes your purpose. And you go, how can I use me playing basketball to help the people I love? Well, maybe the people you love need a community center. So you call up all your basketball buddies and you say, hey, you know what? Let's have a fundraiser. We'll have a basketball tournament. And your buddies get together, and sure enough, Gitche Manadu is going to help out. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to push you in the right direction. Your community needs a community center, so I'm going to help you raise that money. And, good news, you get to do the thing you love anyway. So the secret to happiness, I think, is doing what you love for people you love. If you can combine those two things, then GOFUNDME will bless you. It'll bless you with talent, with funny ideas. You might put people in your path who can help you out. I think GOFUNDME has sent some people in my life from the BOOZHOO crew that he goes, yeah, hey, help out that guy. Go send him a Walmart card. Which, by the way, we haven't done yet. Don't do it now, but I'm going to get a post office box. Missy's been telling me to do this, and I keep forgetting. I'm going to get a post office box, and then I'll ask people to send me stuff. But don't send it now. And Brandy Marie. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I learned in my 50s, late 40s, was the secret to happiness. You know, everybody thought I was depressed. Not everybody. Oh, I saw a meme the other day. It had poor old Robin Williams. And Robin Williams, for you young people, he was an actor. And you probably know him. He was in a lot of movies. Mrs. Doubtfire, Mork from Work, Goodbye Vietnam. He was the genie in Aladdin, whatever. And everybody thought he was a really happy person because he was funny. But he was really depressed. And he said, people don't fake being depressed. They fake being okay. And we all learned later that that was him. So people used to think that I was depressed, you know. And I was depressed. But the answer wasn't, well, let's give him some antidepressants, which I did take, and I don't anymore. But the answer is sometimes your life is crappy. Sometimes your life ain't no fun. And you're not depressed. You're just reacting to a crappy, low-paying job that robs you of all your time. You know. So your task is work it out. Don't settle for an unhappy life. If you're unhappy, write down what you want. Think about those 4 things. What do I love to do? Who do I love? What is their problem? How can I use what I love to help them? And if you start, then GOFUNDME is going to meet you halfway. That's what happened with us. We started, and you know, it's a long shot. How much help is a coloring book really going to do? But Michael drew a coloring book. Then pretty soon, they were like, hey, do you want to do this after school program with the Indian kids? Then pretty soon, he's putting on a play. But, you know, first he had to write a play. Then that play became a book. And that book became 2 books. And then that book became a comic book. And then there were 3 comic books. And then there was a gibberish. And then there was comic strips and Facebook. And eventually there was us.
Huh.
Huh, sweetie.
That's right.
All right. Enough of philosophizing and getting advice from your old Uncle NanaBOOZHOO. Today is Nano Gisha Good. It is the 5th day. The day to celebrate our ancestors. And I'm going to let Natasha come up. You want to come up, sweetie?
Sure.
And say hello. But before that, I'd like to play a song for you that we did. Me and Michael and Natasha. This is Michael's grandma's favorite song. This is a song by, I guess Willie Nelson wrote it, but Elvis Presley made it famous. And it's called Always on My Mind. I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. And if I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely nights. And I guess I never told you that I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. And give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Hey everybody, how you doing? You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Brian says Bentley loves rock. Oh, cool! I love rock and roll too. His favorite bands are Nirvana and Guns N' Roses. Take me down to a paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Whoa, won't you please take me home? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I especially love Guns N' Roses. I remember Nirvana a little bit, but I was just a little too old. Yeah, my little brother really loved Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. But Guns N' Roses, you're in the jungle, baby. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. And if I stayed too long, I'd probably break down and cry. Whoa, sweet Bentley of mine. Sometimes rock songs can be really sad too, huh? You know, people think, oh, you like rock and roll, you must like to party. Woo, bang your head. You know, but some of those songs, the words can be really sad. You know, like Sweet Child of Mine. What's the other one I really love? Say a prayer 'cause I'm missing you, but I still have right to smile. Bentley, I think about you every day now. Was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease, honey.
I sure did.
I mean, girl, I think about you in my heart now. Sad woman, la la la. Jessica says, Nanaboozhoo and Natasha are just as real as you and I. I wonder if Jessica's real sometimes.
What do you mean?
I don't know. What if she's, she could just be like some sort of, what's that word? Where it's like a fake person on the internet. Not a troll. Okay, the joke doesn't work. My timing's off. Timing. So, today's Ojibwe words of the day, I guess, was Nanabooozhoo good. And of course, the moon words. Mizaweya Bikazi. Mizaweya Bikazi. And Makade wa Bikazi was a lunar eclipse. Makade wa Bikazi is a lunar eclipse. And Abitakizis is a halfway moon. The moon. Yesterday I gave a little lesson on the full moon ceremonies for little girls. Should I do Auntie Natasha advice again?
Yeah, you could. Do you have any good ideas?
What would I like to tell the young people of today? I guess I got nothing.
Maybe I should interview you.
Yeah, why don't you ask me something?
Okay. Natasha, thinking about those 4 things you need to have to find your purpose in life.
Oh, you mean like, what is it? What you love, who you love. What's the third one?
What their problem is.
What their problem is, and
what you can do to help it.
what you can do to help it.
What is something you love to do? Let's start there. What is something you love to do?
I love to do the podcast. I love to sing songs. I love to go on walks. I love to play guitar and piano. I love Kiss music. You know what? How can I use my love of Kiss to help the world?
Okay, so you love those things. Who's the group you love?
The BOOZHOO crew.
All right. How can you use your talents, or what's the BOOZHOO crew's? What is something the BOOZHOO crew needs that you could use your talents to help them with?
What does the BOOZHOO crew needs? Something to watch at 8 o'clock in the morning while they're having coffee, or at work with Bentley.
All right. And then what can you do to help them with that problem?
I guess what we're doing, showing up every day.
And there you go.
But who cares? How is this helping them?
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think it has to be like a groundbreaking. You don't have to cure cancer. If it might be a little thing. It could be something for one person even. But the reward will be a happy life.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so do what you love for somebody or somebodies that you care about. What if you only care about yourself?
I think same thing. You really love yourself. You only care about yourself. Do it for yourself, and maybe God will help you.
Okay.
That's just less noble.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think that's true. You can do what you want, in a way, if you figure out what you want. 'Cause you can't get what you want till you know what you want. You can do what you want and what you love to do, but make sure you do it for somebody you care about. Because, you won't care about doing it if you don't care about the people. So, if you love to dance, think about how you can use dance to help somebody you love. Maybe your grandma, needs to see somebody dance for some reason. Maybe it hasn't rained for a long time, and you're a Anishinaabe. Get out there and make it rain. Is that why they say that to strippers?
What?
I make it rain.
Yeah, it probably is, isn't it?
Oh, gross. I just realized where that came from. Close your ears, Bentley. You know how there's an expression with certain professionals on poles? And I'm not talking about firemen. They always say, make it rain, and people throw dollar bills at them. I think that's a racist comment about Indian people in the rain dance. You know? That's stupid. Is there any truth to that?
What's that?
The rain dance? Did Indians ever do a rain dance?
Well, I don't think that there was a specific rain dance, but you would dance as part of your prayers. You could have a ceremony and drums and dance. And one of those ceremonies might be to end a drought, in which case it would be technically a rain dance. But, you know, every dance you do spiritually is, you know, a spiritual dance is a spiritual dance. Sometimes it's for rain, might be for healing, might be for whatever.
Yeah, huh? There you go. So I guess rain dances are real.
Yeah, I guess they are.
I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Hey, you know what we haven't done in a while?
What's that?
Said a prayer.
Yeah, let's say a prayer.
Okay. I'm going to do the old Serenity prayer. Because we got a graphic. This is the Serenity prayer, Bentley. In the Indian way, sometimes you might have problems. And so you pray to the Great Spirit to help you. This prayer asks the Great Spirit to help you to have peace, to carefully, to correctly consider, to notice or whatever, to get a peace of mind, serenity, to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, I'm going to say this is the Serenity Prayer in Ojibwe. And if you don't know this already, sometimes in the Indian way, you can take a little pinch of tobacco and you can put it out in a tree and offer your tobacco to Gitchimanadu. So I'm gonna offer my tobacco to Gitchimanadu. Gitchimanadu.
Yeah, what you want?
Oh, hi. I was just gonna offer you some tobacco.
Oh, that's so lovely of you, daughter.
It's Gitchimanadu, you guys.
Hello, BOOZHOO crew. How are you?
I think they're doing good. Can I keep going?
Yeah, you bet.
Gitchimanadu. Takawi duka wishin. Wayweni. Jinana kuda wendaman. Geodapadaman inu. Gekashki ketosiwan. Ji anji saduyan. Chite api chite ayan. Ji anji saduyan. Gekashki ketuyan. Chite api chi namwakayan. Chikain naman. Oh no. Miigwech Gitchimanadu. Miigwech Bisandawieg. And then I said, thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you for listening. And if you don't have this little prayer to read off, and you don't know Ojibwe, you could just speak in English too, huh? Gitchimanadu.
Oh, that's right. I speak all the languages. If you want to speak to me in English, you know, you can still give me a pinch of tobacco. But then just speak in English if you need to. Say, hey, Gitchimanadu. I'm going to pray in English. And then, you know, I'll hear your prayers. Just leave me a little tobacco.
Okay. Thanks, Gitchimanadu.
No problem.
And there you go. That's the prayer for today. Huh, sweetie?
It sure is.
So, that's about all I have for today. You got anything you want to add here before I close out?
No, you did a good job.
All right. Say your prayers. Just say your prayers, buddy. I got my eye on you. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I doubt it was, but whatever. Thank you for watching. Miigwech Ganawabieg. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. The podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO.
BOOZHOO.
This is Michael.
Hello.
And I will see you again tomorrow for floor washing day. I guess tomorrow is, huh?
Yep.
All right, see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Minowaha. Oh, shoot. Why didn't that work? Minowaha.
Oh, wait. What's going on here?
I don't know what that was.
I think both the audios came up at the same time.
Oh, that's right. We didn't need to do the other one.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to tell them to hit the like thumbs up.
Think it matters?
Probably not. Just for my ego.
You can tell them afterwards.
Okay. La 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 la. Give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Okay.